Hi.
Hi.
Hi, guys. So, James Barbour, we're here at the Majestic Theater, and I'm here with one of my co-stars, the amazing Ali Ewoldt.
Yay.
And, you know, Ali, I mentioned this to you before, just before this, that one of the things, I do these big Facebook Thrive Thursdays, and these are going on YouTube. And basically the premise behind it is helping people get motivated to achieve their goals and their dreams, and we oftentimes have stops on them. You know, people put blocks or they perceive blocks. So I try to interview different people to give them tools.
Yeah.
To move forward, and by doing so, obviously, if we talk to people who have had success in certain areas and say, what did you do to, you know, to get to where you are, or what thing do you do on a daily basis, or are there things that you think about that keep you motivated and going? So what do you think?
I think lots of things. I mean, I think for me, number one was really having a strong foundation in technique. I happened to have an amazing voice teacher growing up who was my high school music director.
Oh,
and
wow.
you know, he taught me so much about not only sort of like discipline and taking care of my body, taking care of my voice, but also, you know, a love for the art form and a respect for what we do and for the hard work that we put in. And then I think there's definitely persistence. I mean, I honestly have been auditioning for Phantom for like 10 years. It took me about 10 years to book this job, and the fact that, you know, that I was willing to keep going in, and, you know, in the meantime I wasn't sitting around pining over Phantom. I was doing work, I was learning, I was doing other projects, but I think that, you know, just showing up and still being willing to deliver what you deliver, I think is really important. And then, you know, just making amazing connections in this business, respecting the people you work with, treating everybody with kindness, I think goes a long way. What?
I'm kidding, I'm joking.
But it really, you know, it ends up being a really small business.
It is,
and
it's
so
really
you never know,
Yeah.
you know, who's working on a show that's going to end up being really powerful someday, or, you know, what co-stars you're going to have to deal with on a regular basis.
I will tell you this, because I talk about that. Thank you, by the way, for your insight. I talk about that a lot, and we've mentioned that. As I say, you know, once you get to a certain level, everybody's got skill. So it's not like, you know, oh, I'm going to be the best singer. Everybody's got skill. You know, certain people have different abilities within that, but it is that persistence. It is that showing up. I was watching this video today about this guy that was, you know, called out for having a really nice car, and the guy's like, oh, you're privileged. And basically he went over and he goes, you think I'm privileged? He goes, my father left when we were 3, you know, and he went through this entire thing, and his, you know, stepfather was an alcoholic, and he goes, I came up with nothing. I worked to get to where I am.
Yeah.
So anybody can do that. So if you think about, and I put those videos up, I put one up the other day about this kid that was born with no arms, who's driving a car and working for one of the greatest car racing teams there is for NASCAR. But it is that persistence, it is that showing up, and it is creating your future, because I think that is what we talk about.
Yeah.
You know, I auditioned for Phantom first in 1992 for Raoul.
Yes.
You know, and all the way to 2000, when did I start? 15 or something like that. You know, it's a longevity, but if you keep going and keep pushing.
Absolutely. And you never know, too. I mean, I'm the first woman of color to have played Chrisine on Broadway, and maybe I thought that wasn't possible, but you have to keep
everybody
trying.
else was clear?
It's a term.
They had no
Asian American.
They had no pigment in there. I know, my wife is Asian American.
I know she is.
I love it.
But
This is
just
awesome.
because it hasn't been done before, it doesn't mean it can't be done.
Exactly, and it creates diversity, and that's the other thing. It creates diversity for the show. It creates diversity, brings new audiences in, and don't put stops on yourself.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
You're the best.
My pleasure.
Come see her. She's awesome.
Yay, come
See you
see
guys.
him. He's awesome.